sounds like when you're getting axles glued in, that you want to make sure that they're straight. I got to build my my axle jig, and then we are going to be modifying some cars. We're going to be pulling them apart. So. Alright guys, so I know what you're thinking. You're like, what has he got going on here, right? What is he going to do with this stuff? Well, guess what? I'm going to be modifying some cars. And when you're modifying cars, you got to make sure that you keep all the wheels straight. And so I need an axle jig. Right? So I've done a little research, been checking out some of the YouTube channels, some of the websites, and nobody says that when you're fixing your axles in, you want to make sure that they're exactly parallel with each other, right? So the front axle and the back axle are parallel with each other. That way your car runs down the track nice and smooth and straight. And so the way to do that is with an axle jig. So that's the plan, right? So I've been doing a little research. I've been getting out there on the internet, and I have found several different versions, and so I'm going to try my hand at a couple of them. We'll check it out, and that'll be good anyways, because if I'm modifying a few cars, I might want a few axle jigs so that I can, you know, put them in there at the same time, get them all done. So that's the plan. This is going to be exciting. So what I've done, I went and got a few different pieces of wood, Home Depot, and I'm gonna go up and cut these up a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you what I got in mind. So like I say, this is gonna be exciting. A little bit of an experiment. We're gonna try it out. See, I've like I said, I saw a couple of different versions, from easy to a little more complicated, and I don't know. I'm going to try my hand at it and see what I can do. So I'm going to take this stuff. We're going to go out, do a little cutting, and then I'll be back, and we'll talk some more. Build an axle jig or two, or maybe three. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's do it. Alright guys, I'm back. Went out, did a little cutting, and I think I am ready to go. So, oh, this is so exciting. Let me show you first kind of what I picked up, and then I'll show you kind of what I cut and what I'm planning to do, and then we're just gonna get into it, right? So, at Home Depot, I went and picked up a few things. I got this 3/4 inch dowel, square dowel, that's what it's called, and then I got this 1/4 inch square dowel, so I picked up one of those, and then I got this piece that is a 1/4 inch by 1.5, and got one of those, and then I also picked up some dowel pins. I actually took the label off already, but that's what it looked like there. So these dowel pins. And then I went out and I did some cutting, right? So I cut up a little bit of this guy, and again cut some things off. And let me show you, I guess, what I'm planning here. So I actually have 3 different types of axle jigs that I'm gonna make, and I don't know, maybe I'll play around with all 3 of them, see what I like, and go from there. So the first one is really just going to be the easiest, I think. So I cut off about 4 inches of this guy, and then I'm going to take these dowel pins, and I'm just going to glue them on like this. And as I glue those, they're going to make some little grooves here, and see, so these little grooves here. And then the idea is that the wheels will sit in those, and all these grooves are going to be parallel to each other. And so as the wheels from the back axle and the front axle set inside those grooves, they should keep things parallel, right? And the problem, I guess, maybe with this one is that these grooves are not really adjustable or anything. So if the wheelbase happens to be longer or shorter than the distance between 2 nice grooves, then that could be an issue. But here's the thing: these pins actually are grooved as well. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. So with those grooves in the pins, then even if the wheel doesn't sit down in the big groove that's made between the 2 cylinders, hopefully the grooves in the pin will kind of hold the wheels still in a nice straight parallel position. And so anyways, that's the plan there. So I'm just going to glue a whole bunch of those on there and go with that. The next version that I'm going to do is I've got a little bit longer. I went with 5 inches on there. I don't know, 4 might be long enough. And then I cut off 5 inches of these 2. So I'm going to kind of make this this little, I don't know, like canyon here, I guess. And then the plan is I'm going to take 2 pieces, and I'm going to glue on 2 of these little guys, something like that, right? So I'm making a little groove in here, and that is where the wheel is going to sit. It's going to hold that in there, and I'm going to make 2 of those. And then the idea here is that with 2 of these guys, then I'll be able to slide them back and forth, right? I can slide them back and forth to adjust for the length of the wheelbase. And so that way the wheels will always sit down in the grooves. And then really the key here is just making these nice and parallel. And then like I say, I'm gonna this guy, if I put these guys together like this, then this is the same width as these guys, because again I just cut it off couple of little shorter pieces, and then they'll sit down in there, but they're being the same width, then they should just slide right along there, and I can make that adjustment pretty easy. So anyways, that's kind of the plan with that one. And then so I'm gonna get that one going. And then this last one, I actually I got this from Red Pill Racing. I was watching some of his videos, and he showed this cool plan where he does something kind of totally different. So actually on both of these setups, the car is actually flipped upside down, and you press down on the top of the car to push it down, and then you glue the glue, or JB Quick Weld is what everybody seems to be using, is put on the bottom, and then it holds those in place, and away you go. But he's got a method where he actually mounts the car to the top, and then right side up, and then pulls down on the wheels to keep them stuck down, and kind of basically uses the car itself. Most of the cars have little tabs and grooves and places cut into them already, and so he just uses the natural things in the car to keep those axles straight, and then just pulls them down, keeps them stuck down nice and tight. So anyways, basically what he does is he just puts a couple of sticks together like so, and then puts the car on the top, uses some rubber bands to hold those wheels down, and there you go. So that one's kind of cool. That was pretty interesting. So you should check out Red Pill Racing on YouTube. Go find that video. He'll talk more about how cool that is and everything. So that was a great idea by him. And so anyways, I'm gonna kind of just throw all 3 together, and then I don't know, we'll see what happens. So this is exciting. I've got my wood glue, so I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of gluing. And so I think a couple of things I'm gonna do. It's gonna take me a few minutes to get all these glued on. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna start with these pieces, because the way I'm seeing it in my head, I wanna get some pieces on here first, and then I'll come back and work on them later, so maybe they can be drying while I work over here. So again, one of the keys is when I'm putting these small 1/4-inch dowels on here, I'm going to want to make sure that that they that this one is going to be parallel with this one. And the way I'm going to ensure that is when these are sliding in here, I just need to make sure that these are at a 90-degree angle with this nice and straight here, right? So if I can ensure that I put this piece on at a true 90-degree angle with the side here, then and I do that at each place, then they should all be parallel, right? And so here's what I've done. I took my square here and I went ahead and got it on there, and I put my mark already. You can kind of see maybe I've already put a mark on there, but anyways, I used this square so that I've got whoosh, a 90-degree angle, and I've got my line there. And so the plan is I'm gonna, when I glue this on, I just need to make sure that this piece is right on that line, and that should give me that nice 90-degree angle. I might even check it once I get it on there. I'll probably even just check that again with my square and just make sure that it's at 90 degrees. But anyways, I'll get this going. Like I say, I think I want to make sure that I get the glue on there and get that drying, because I want to get that first one on. And then once that first one's on, then I'm going to have a gap in a second one, and actually I plan to just use an extra piece. So boom, and then boom, and that should keep all of those. So the extra piece, of course, is going to come out, right? I'm not going to keep that in there, but that'll just give me some spacing and make sure that this one is parallel with that one. And anyways, so that's the plan. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'm just going to get started here. So I'm going to get this first piece on. Let's see, got my, good grief, yep, it's open. So let me get some glue on this baby. This is some wood glue, Gorilla wood glue. And I'm just going to spread a little piece on there, or a little bit on that piece, and then I'm going to get that stuck on there. And the nice thing about this wood glue is that it doesn't take very long to get really tacky and not move, right? It's going to take a little longer for it to get really solid bond there, but it doesn't take very long for me to, if I'm putting a little pressure on there, to get to where it's not really going to move. So all right, I think I feel good about that being lined up with that line on there. So I'm going to press on that just a hair for a minute, and then I think I can set that down, and I don't think that's not really going to move anywhere. So let me do one more here, and I want those to dry a little bit so that then as I continue to work with them, and got a little extra there. Let's see. Definitely not going to need all of that. Nice thing about glue is, that's what I need is a rag. I didn't bring a rag, so remember, just back in school, remember when you do this, you just rub that glue off and just make a mess. Yeah, well, there we go. So, got my mess over there. That's okay, because I got my workboard here, right? So, okay, so got my glue on there. I'll line this up with my line there. See, it's kind of sliding around a little bit here, just get the glue stuck on there, but once I get that pushed down a little bit, squeeze some of that little excess glue out on the sides, and now, yep, it's starting to get pretty stuck there. I'm going to just make some last minute adjustments, and it's starting to stick. It's not sliding around anymore. So feel pretty good about letting that sit and dry. All right. So while that's doing that, actually, you know what? I'm gonna glue these things on the side here and let those start to dry, and then I'm going to get working on this guy. All right. So let's see. We'll get in here. This one here. And get that to stick on there. And you know what? This glue's getting all over the place. Give me just a minute. I am going to go get like a little rag or something so that I can wipe this up, a paper towel, and I'll be right back with you. Oh yeah! Alright, got my paper towels. I'm back. now we can get to work, get in business. So, whew, little extra glue there. I'm just gonna have to wipe up a little bit, and down here, gotta be careful. I'll end up gluing it to my workboard, right? So, yeah, there we go. Woo! Snapped it apart there, but that's all right. Let's just dab up that extra glue. All right, now let's get that stuck on there. Oh yeah, that's a lot better there. And we'll get this one on. Trying not to get so crazy with the glue, right? Don't need too much, just a little here. Yeah, there we go. And since I've got my rag here, I'm actually just gonna wipe that a little bit. Spread that out a little. Yeah, that's a lot better there. And then I'll slide that on there. Boom, baby. All right, looking good. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry a little bit too. And let the glue do its thing. Let's see, I'm gonna even those all up a little bit. Not that it matters too much, because whether it's even on the end or not should still work. I'm just trying to create that that little groove, little canal for these guys to slide back and forth in. So these are really the key right here. This is what needs to be like nice and straight and all lined up. So okay, so I'm going to set those aside for a moment, let that glue dry, and while I'm doing that, let's get to these dowel pins here. Get these babies in here, on here. So this one should be pretty easy. I'm just going to take my glue and just kind of spread it all over here, and then we'll get those guys stuck on. And I've seen kind of other versions of this. In fact, I guess this is kind of like I say the easy version of an axle jig. But the easiest one, I guess, that I've seen along these lines is that I actually saw somebody just line up a bunch of pencils, just glue a bunch of pencils together, and again, kind of making those little ridges there. So that seemed like that was a good idea too. Pretty easy. Actually, I kind of spread that glue around, but I kind of want it a little thicker with these guys so that because there's not as much surface area coming in contact with. So I'm going to put a little bit more there. We'll kind of spread that out a little bit, but yeah, it's not quite as much surface area on these ones. So a little extra glue there, and that'll be all right. So, but yeah, so that was a cool idea, I thought. And the pencils, super easy, something that everybody has. But I kind of like this one again with these grooved pins, because I felt like the grooves will really help when the axle, the wheelbase is kind of odd and doesn't fit right down into those. So this is easy cheesy though, right? You can throw one of these together in no time flat. Some of these grooves seem a little bit better than others, so put those up. All right, I don't think I can get another one on there, so I think we're good. So we just need to let that guy dry, and we're all set there. Oh yeah, nice, right? So there we go, and we'll just set the car on top of there. And anyways, I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit. This guy, that's feeling pretty good right there, but I might give it just another minute. So actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and put these second ones on, get those glued on, and then we can let those dry. So here's my plan. So I'm going to take this one. Obviously, I'm not going to put any glue on this one. I'm just going to use that again to get a little separation here, and then that will also help keep this piece parallel with this guy, right? So and then I'll just slide him out, and then I'll have two nice parallel pieces, and with a little groove in between that hopefully the wheels sit down in. Got it! Oh, yeah. The only key is that I don't want to really get any glue on this middle piece so I can slide it out easily. So again, I have my paper towel here. I'm going to use it. Try not to get too carried away with the glue here. So Just spread that around and keep it nice and thin and try not to get it to squish out too much. So I'm going to put this piece in between. And again, that's just used to get me a nice spacing and to keep that piece parallel with the other one, right? So see, something like that, right? And then I'm going to slide this middle piece out. I'm going to let this dry just a hair till it's not moving, till it doesn't want to slide around a little bit. And like I say, with this wood glue, it doesn't take very long before it gets pretty stuck. And we'll do the same thing here. Actually got just a little glue out here on the edge. Again, I don't want tons. I don't want it getting all over. Maybe a little dab, a little extra. Boom, baby. Come on, come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. So I'm going to spread this out just a hair. And I got my extra longer piece here. Put that there. Smash this guy up against that. And there we are. Yes. Oh, yeah. This is cool. This is cool. Okay, hopefully that guy will come out. I think we're good there. Gonna squish him for a sec. Come back over here. I'm gonna just add a little extra pressure there. Make sure he's squished down. Whew. Okay. I'm going to give those just a minute, and then I'm going to pull that middle piece out, make sure that if there is any glue that's kind of squished out through there, that it's not going to stick to that middle piece. I don't want those glued in. And then, okay, let's work on this one. I think, where's my ruler here? So, just going to measure to the middle. So these are 5 inches. Where's my pencil? So 2.5. Got a 2.5 inch mark there in the center. I do have a screw. I'm going to screw these together, and then hopefully that will work. So here we go. Let's give it a try. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay. Boom, 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 baby. Boom, head it all the way through, all the way through. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So, I got that there. And then we're just going to turn them like that. Oh, good grief. Look what I didn't bring. I need a screwdriver. I'm not putting that in with my fingers, right? I didn't grab my screwdriver. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm back. Got my screwdriver. So, yeah, so the plan is we're going to screw this in here. Now, it turns out that what we want is at some point we're going to want to be able to set this down. And so if I have this screw down here, what I'd like is for the head of the screw to be all the way flat up into the wood so that it's nice and flat. So before I screw that in here, what I'm going to do is I've got a bigger drill bit here, and I'm just going to drill out that, that hole there a little bit with this bigger bit, so that I think that's probably good. Maybe a little more there. Yeah, and that baby should sit down right in there. So here, let's give it a shot. I don't know, this one, this red pill one is super easy. I like this. Hopefully it works great. So I'm gonna put that in there, screw that in there. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's great. See, nice and flush there. If you can see that, got that on there, kind of sunk down in. So boom, baby. And then yeah, that's basically it. And then what you do is you just set your car on top of here, and then put some rubber bands around. Now, one other thing that he did say, again, kind of wanting to be able to set it flat down here, is that when you put those rubber bands around there, it's nice to have a groove underneath, so that the rubber band can kind of go up in the groove. And so I have a little saw here. I don't know, I might just try to do that. And I think just, you know, it kind of would, it would kind of change a little bit depending on the length of the car. So I might just put a few in here. About to tip that drill over as I do this, but I might just put a few different grooves in here. Just got my saw here, and yeah, hopefully those will be big enough there. And okay, let's see, come over here, maybe get down in there a little bit. Whoa, shaking the whole table. Coefficient of friction is definitely pretty big with this saw blade. No, just kidding. A little science there. And maybe one right there. And yeah, I might go back in and put a few more in here, but this might be good enough to just see if it works. So yeah, get a couple in there. I don't know. That's a few different variations or of distances there that we can play around with. So yeah, I think that might work. Actually, I've got a rubber band here. Let's just see if those are kind of big enough. So if I took my rubber band and put it around there, and oh yeah, those should fit down. Yeah. If those are pretty tight, then that's gonna fit right down in there. That's gonna be easy. So, woo! All right, so this is coming along good. Let's see. I forgot about these guys. Let's see if I can pop that out without moving. Oh yeah, cake. That guy out. Make sure. Nope, those guys aren't moving. Woo! Okay, I think these guys are all set too. So this guy's feeling good. Looks like he's pretty well there. And then yeah, that seems to be pretty solid there. So the idea here is that I'm gonna pop this in here. Hopefully it fits in there. Oh yeah, nice and snug. So that's good. And on this side, a little bit snug, but I love that. And then see, there we go. So I can slide these apart, and that should fit whatever wheelbase perfectly. Again, got this guy, boom, fit him in the grooves, and then this baby here. So I don't know if you can see how that's going to work. So guess what? So I did a little practice with drilling car part. I had this old bone shaker and drilled them apart. So the idea is here then, if we were swapping out axles, or maybe I took the axles out and then I wanted to glue them back together. So see, I put a little glue here and a little glue here, and then I'd flip it over and set it right there on top of that. And then the idea, hopefully, is that these wheels sit in this groove right here, and this groove back here, and it doesn't, you can kind of tell, I don't know if you can kind of tell it rocking back and forth there, so it doesn't fit exactly down into the grooves, but it's pretty close. But even when I have it, even when it's not down in the groove, I can still feel like something holding it, because again, each one of these also has grooves in it that kind of hold those wheels. So that's the idea there. We'd push those down, and then either put some like weight on top, or even put a rubber band around to hold this down, right, like that. So that's the idea there. This guy, kind of the same thing, but here I should be able to slide these out exactly to match the length of the wheelbase there, and get those, yep. So got those slid around, got that right on there, stuck down right in those grooves. And if I did my 90 degree, if my square is actually square, then I should have nice 90 degrees from this, which means these, if these are all at 90 degrees, should be parallel. And that's the key, is keeping the axles parallel, right? So got that one. And then the red pill idea, let's try this. So what happens here is you set this guy up on here like this, and then you take these rubber bands, and so notice that this is, these ones both were kind of upside down, right? And you're pressing down on the car to push the axles up and get those nice and glued together and hold them straight. The idea here is we're going to turn the car right side up, so this is kind of handy. Then I can just put my glue, JB Quickwell, whatever, right on there. And then I take this rubber band and I put it right there. And then I come down through my groove and then back up on my other wheel. And then you kind of have to adjust the tension a little bit, I guess. See if we can get those kind of nice and even on there. And then we do the same thing on the front. And down and around and up. So that seems like, yeah, like super easy to do. And then with the rubber bands, it kind of actually, these rubber bands are pretty narrow, and they kind of slide down in between the chassis and the wheel to kind of give you a little spacing as well. So that's kind of cool. So anyways, thanks Red Pill Racing. That's pretty cool. So we got this guy, and so 3 axle jigs, man. I am in business. I can build 3 cars at the same time. Woo-hoo, baby! And that's the plan, right? So I am ready. I think I've done lots of study. I've been reading up, been watching videos. Thanks you guys for all the videos you post out there. And I'm ready to like try this out. So kind of already practiced my hand a little bit at drilling cars apart. I practiced on a couple of old just clunkers and whatever, just nothing race worthy, but I just wanted to practice a little bit. So kind of done that a little bit, and I think we're gonna do it. I got some plans. I know what cars I'm gonna try to modify and what I'm gonna do with them. So this was kind of the last piece, right? I just needed to make sure that I had something to get these axles nice and straight when I'm gluing them in. And I got a piece of the puzzle. I'm all done. It's time to mod. Woo! All right. Time to get serious. I am gonna build some fast cars. I hope they're fast. I don't know. I hope they're faster than what I've got. So last month, July races, lots of fun, and I felt like I did okay, right? I was kind of in the mix, not in the top 10 in any of the modified classes, but in the mix, right? So I feel like with just a little extra work here, I can do it. And so that's the plan. So next time, we're going to pull some cars apart. This is going to be super awesome. So anyways, that's it for me today. Got my axle jigs. I'm ready to go. I will see you next time. We'll pull some cars apart. All right, there we go.